Right guys, hello guys, welcome. In this video I'm having a shave. I'm having a shave. I need to hurry because I'm in a big rush. Right? I have to go out somewhere and there's a quote unquote need for it. It's like when you have to dress up smart and things like that, for certain things too. It's like, hold on. It's like there's not a need for. It's like a lot of systematic rules of society, which is a fake construct. It's all made up ideas or confusions, we should say, of the mind, and it's not a true need of it. It's it's just a belief need, a perception. So I'm not doing this to be smart, but I don't like to have a beard. I like to shave anyway. It's just more comfortable. Trust me, I'm one of the least feminine men you're going to find out there. I'm a fucking man. I am, male is masculinity, female is femininity, in my beliefs. In my belief. To me, that's where the words come from. If you look in the dictionary and that. But I'm not trying to be, rambling about me having a shave or not. In this particular video, I'm going to talk about another topic. All right. I'm going to talk about something, and we're going to go on into this topic further in another video, better and in more detail, and look at surrounding topics as well around this particular topic. With this being like one of the main core topics, but I'm going into it further in more detail. Okay. In this one today, in this particular one, I'm going to be talking about this idea of toughness. Okay. While I'm shaving here and trying not to cut off my face, nose, and what else, What I'm going to say is that there's this idea of toughness and what it means to be tough and about that talk type thing, you know what I mean? You must have heard it before when people online, they say, sometimes you get disputes between people online. And I'm not going to mention any names, but like recently I saw a video online with someone who's very well known in the world by a lot of people for being outspoken and being very a man of his word who stands up, and doesn't take bullshit, and he's tough, And he is tough physically too. In many ways, physically. Skill, physicality, mentality. He's bold. But I'm not going to go into detail about who that is, because not only is this person not the main core person, main core point of this video. I am covering that kind of attitude, and there are lots of other people, that are just like that, or like that in many ways, I should say. I saw a dispute, not a proper dispute, like a bickering back and forth, I'd call it. So I call this stuff petty. But you get these arguments, call it whatever you want to call it, online between people. I want to, cuss each other off or argue and stuff online on the internet. Yeah. And one person will be calling names, being insulted or pulling someone up on something, picking someone up on something they don't like. And then it'll go back and forth, and you got one cowardly one or two. But people say, it's been said that no matter what is said on the internet, it's just still behind that, defense. It's a cyberspace argument. It's not real. It's not a real face-to-face thing. They call them keyboard warriors, right? I've got quite a few things I'd like to say about this. Not about the fact people argue and act tough online, and in real life they come across as cowards. No, I'm not talking about that whole thing. What I'm talking about the idea of that as well as the main thing. Okay, there's this idea in life by certain people, and it's based on their own visions, or let's call it perceptions, delusions. The idea of what their memories, what they think their memory, what they think happened. That's what memories sometimes are. What you think happened, what you think happened, or how the world reacted to you, or how you are somehow affecting the world, or you know what I mean, your attitude. So what happens is these people, some people, please excuse me when I'm shaving certain angles, as I say. When I'm shaving certain angles, I might accidentally cut my bloody lips off, right? So just bear with me, okay? It's hard to speak sometimes on certain angles. But yeah, back to what I was saying. There's some people, okay, that believe that by acting bold and speaking tough and acting a certain way, and they really believe this, they believe that from their own experiences, what they think of in real, there's memories of, misperceived, I'd say, whatever you want to call it, or perceived memories, basically, or things that have happened, or by what they believe to be widespread known fact, and everybody, a lot of people have done it, and so it's the truth, This is how things work in society. This is how things run out, and run, and this is how wars are done and stuff, or whatever it is, And then what it is you get people, that they will talk about this kind of stuff because they're so tough in themselves, they won't back down from anyone and act tough, and maybe they are good fighters, and maybe they've got a good physical, strong physique too. Now, I do martial arts, but I'm quite a thin guy, but I don't look like some tough, muscly guy. And I'm quite bold in my words, yet I'm just talking on the camera. So you could just say, well, shut up, man, you're just a coward. Because in real life, I'll be really quiet and I probably wouldn't say anything for fear of getting smacked in the mouth, especially if someone's bigger and tougher than me, but physically as well. What I do is I acknowledge the danger and I avoid this. So the best defense is to not be there. Now, I'm not going to go into a whole martial arts thing here. I know my physicality and what I can do in terms of defense and attack, But here's the thing, okay? Here's the thing. So you get people that believe that your attitude is everything, and how you talk, and how you come across, the way you, eye contact, whatever, the way you speak, the way your body language, your gesturing, whatever, is going to let people have a certain view of you and a respect for you, or a fear of you, I can speak from the victim point of view as well. Like for me, I've been kind of probably believed to be afraid of people in certain situations. Even by the bullies themselves. I was bullied when I was younger, but I've been picked on in various jobs too, and as an adult as well. As an adult, and there's been situations. There's been situations where, people have seen me and they've probably thought that I've been very nervous of them because of the way they're acting. Well, the truth is, I've been acting just to calm them down, or just behaving in a certain way, quiet, or whatever it might have been. I don't know. And to them, they think I'm afraid because of how they're behaving, but it's not necessarily that, or because of my own fears, or whatever you want to call it. Sometimes it's no, I'm just very cautious because I know this person is out of their mind. I'm not actually scared of someone who's confident in themselves. Put it that way. Yeah, I'll tell you that straight as such. As much as I am someone who's afraid, full of fear, like these bullies are. The people that go around showing their power, the people that go around acting bold and tough, about constant fighting, someone like that never wins. And they're on the edge and filled with fear. Sorry about that noise in the background. So people that are showing this power, or whatever you want to call it, these kind of people, they're actually filled with fear, you know. They're so on the edge. They're the kind of people that would like sometimes they try and kill themselves, or they do stupid things. They're not right in what they do. They do a lot of things that are harmful anyway, because they're just a violent type minded person. So they will attack people, they'll backstab people, they'll whatever it is in any which way or form. And what are they? They are constantly concerned with other people and getting respect in the form of fear from other people. They don't know anything real at all. They just know a life of fear and being controlled by others. Mindset through visual, through just what they believe to be happening, and it's not really happening. Now, if someone picked up a knife and you had nothing, and someone's swinging a big knife or a small knife or a gun at you, you'd be quite nervous because it'd be a weapon, it's a tool, right? And that's the thing that makes them dangerous. Now, sometimes, you've got to remember, always really, it's the mind behind the vehicle. So you've got a fearful mind behind the vehicle. Now, someone's mind can't hurt you really, coming out through words or the way they're acting tough. But they're ready, looking like they're going to fight you. Now, the body is just like the knife. The body is just like a tool that the mind, the person is inside this body, right? This body is like another tool, like a knife or something. So my mind is controlling my arm to hit. So if you look at it this way, within inside that, if you look behind the tool at hand, the weapon, which is the body, which is the same as someone driving a car and hitting you. It comes from their mind, deliberately, or like chucking something at you. It's the same thing. Are you afraid of that person's mind? Why would you be? You know yourself. Now, here's the next thing. Why would you sell out and try and sell yourself out by having to scrap with them, fight with them, even if you were tough or not, whatever, risk getting hit, waste your time and energy on someone petty who's trying to, force you into things like that. If you really was a person who was calm in yourself or knowing of the self, you wouldn't lower yourself to that level to try to make yourself look like, like you're not afraid of them and try and win their respect through either verbal or whatever it is, body language, or for a fight. None of it would matter. You just look at the inner person behind this weapon, which is in this case the body, which is really, it's just two minds. This body is just the outer shell. It's like someone driving a car, wearing a uniform, swinging a baseball bat or a sword, a knife, a gun, whatever it is the person's holding, a book. It's nothing without the mind. The mind is the person inside. Now that person's mind is constantly concerned with this kind of stuff. So if you're someone who's really sane in yourself, you will know that you've already won. It's not a case of if you're not strong enough, big and strong enough that you can't beat them in a fight like that, or stand in front of them and argue face to face, or through risk of getting hit and the fear factor and all this, or the confidence, or how strong you are. It's not even the factor really. Anyone can attack anyone. I'm not making excuses to be a coward and stuff. It's better to do some fitness. I do training all the time in my own way and that, But there's people of all different builds. There's men and women. There's people of all different builds and ages and all the rest of it. You can't go through your whole life like a complete fake coward, can you? So, hold on. Shame, it's hard to talk there when I'm showing that bit. But, hold on. Think about that. So next time you feel the need to be like letting someone know that you're not afraid and all this, like even bullies, even if you even like they see you when you're quiet and they're going to try and bully you and pick on you, and look, at the end of the day, there are ways you could be like, if you was going to attack someone, and I'm not telling people to do it, and don't, try to avoid fight. I'm saying someone could hurt someone really bad or kill them. Bullies can come unstuck. World champion fighters can come unstuck. There's always ways. You don't want to end up in prison either or something, but I'm just saying, see a bully as petty. See that whole idea of like, I've got to sell myself to you like a hoe, basically, like a street prostitute or something, hooker. Trying to sell yourself to people. Like, I'm tough. I'm not going to back down from you. Why would you need to do that? Fuck what they believe. You shouldn't worry about what they believe, if they believe in you or not, or they're afraid of you or not. When their backs turn, you might call it a cheap shot, but what they're doing is a cheap shot straight away. And bullies are always attacking you with cheap shots, even if you're tough, even if they're tough. They might say that they're not afraid to fight hand to head. Really, they're cowards. They're cowardly. That's what it is. It's all cowardly. They can't be humble. They've got no peace in themselves. And someone like that is finished. They've accepted loss. They've accepted being a slave to you. They've accepted being, they're just completely weak. They don't accept life. They don't accept any positivity at all in living and peace. So there's no need to think that you have to stand up to them verbally or physically. Let them think what they want of you. You're a coward or whatever. You're the smart one. As long as you just keep avoiding them the best you can. If you have to fight, then you have to have a way to be able to fight. So definitely do some training. But when you fight, you don't have a scrap with them, especially if someone who really is tougher than you or the odds are against you. There's more people. You want to be able to win a fight, right? But you don't want to end up killing people or ending up getting put in jail. You have to be really careful with certain ways you're doing things. But let's be honest, in the battleground, it was samurais or cowboy days. Bam, turn around, boom, that person's done. You know what I'm saying? So, you see in the cowboy movies and stuff, or in wars, in countries and laws and stuff are in place, and they put countries to war and shoot people down and bomb people, and it's like, what the fuck's going on? So this idea of image and your concern with it makes you a slave and a total bitch to other people, because you don't really respect yourself. Someone who respects themselves is someone who naturally, truly knows themselves, and they would not be trying to sell themselves to others anyway in the first place. They wouldn't. They wouldn't give a fucking damn. But they'd do what is needed, the most direct way. Not all run around the houses and trying to back and forth and do rounds with a person on the street and come out with a black eye and like you won and it's okay, I can take the hits. No. One of my teachers in school one day said, when I was younger, you hit an eye, you lose an eye. You might get crippled. Some people get really in big trouble. I saw some guy robbing a shop in a video and they were beating the guy with baseball bats and stuff. That's it, You might learn the hard way. Fuck learning from these dickheads. Let them make their own mistakes. Train some fighting ability. But do you know who the best soldiers are? I'll tell you now to finish this video. Not the toughest ones, not the ones with the guns, not the most fittest. It's definitely the smartest. Not the ones that follow everybody else. There are some people that act bold and are talking above everybody and trying to be the, what do you want to call it, influencer in this stupid society. The way we're thinking, a lot of people are. Not me, but really they're still followers to everybody, because without that, they're nothing. They think they have to be top dog in other people's eyes or seen as something, otherwise they can't accept living. They can't. That's why they keep talking all the time and keep trying to show off and advertise themselves all the time. Now we're going to talk about this more, probably in another video, as I say. Okay, I'm going to get going. Talk to you guys later.